and saying that he wants you, things like that. Does that stuff just sound crazy, or just like I'm supposed to be called out?
When you look at all the great fighters, they was getting called out by everybody from different weight classes. So
Terence "Bud" Crawford recently sent a sharp message to Gervonta "Tank" Davis during a live conversation, sparking a heated social media feud between the two fighters. Their verbal showdown quickly caught fire as they exchanged strong words about their careers and finances. The tension escalated after Davis appeared frustrated about being overlooked at the Ring Awards, an annual event that celebrates standout boxing moments. Crawford's response didn't hold back. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, he wrote, "I saw somebody angry they weren't invited to the Ring magazine gala," adding a laughing emoji to rub salt in the wound. Although Crawford himself admitted that he hadn't received an invite either, the humor didn't sit well with Davis. The rising star quickly clapped back, claiming his financial success surpasses that of the former undisputed champion. Davis fired off his response, "I still make more money than you. If we were to fight right now on the streets, I'd break your neck. And that's on my kids." His heated words didn't stop there as he continued to assert his dominance and defend his reputation. Crawford, meanwhile,
"If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring."
Addressed the possibility of facing Davis. Speaking confidently, he pointed out that fighters from different weight classes have always called each other out, so he wasn't surprised by the comments. "Look at all the great fighters," Crawford said. "They all got called out by people from other weight classes. It's nothing new." When it comes to Davis, Crawford made his stance clear. He acknowledged Tank's skills, but dismissed the idea of him stepping up to 147 pounds to face him. "Tank is in his weight class for a reason," Crawford said. "I don't see him moving up to 147 to confront me anytime soon." This war of words between the two fighters has left fans buzzing, wondering if this social media beef could ever lead to an actual fight. Crawford, a welterweight champion with a proven track record, and Davis, a knockout artist dominating the lightweight division, are in entirely different weight classes. However, their fiery exchange has added fuel to the age-old tradition of fighters challenging each other across divisions. Fans are divided over who would come out on top if these two ever squared off. Some argue that Crawford's experience and skill set would give him the edge, while others believe Davis's power and determination could be the deciding factor. For now, their rivalry remains confined to social media, but it's clear that both fighters know how to keep the boxing world talking. Gervonta "Tanks" Davis didn't hold back when addressing Terence Crawford and the buzz surrounding his decision to challenge Canelo Alvarez. While many fans and analysts see Crawford's move as a quest for greatness, Davis has a very different take. Instead of praising Crawford for chasing history, Davis called out what he sees as the real reason behind the fight: a big paycheck. "Y'all think he's chasing greatness? Nah, he's just doing what he has to do to make decent money," Davis said, dismissing the narrative that Crawford's fight with Canelo is about legacy. "If me and him ever fought outside the ring, I'd shatter his neck," Davis added, making it clear he's not impressed by Crawford's accomplishments. Crawford, however, wasn't about to let Davis's comments slide. He fired back, taking shots at Davis's mindset and offering some pointed financial advice. Crawford argued that wealth isn't just about how much money you make, but how well you manage it. "The first thing a dumb rich person says to another rich person is, 'I've got more money than you,'" Crawford wrote. "I bet I own more investments than you do. And here's a fact. You can't buy anything I can't buy, but the difference is I don't owe a single dollar in taxes. Let's see whose money lasts longer." Crawford emphasized that while Davis may be flaunting his wealth now, smart financial decisions are what secure a lasting fortune. He confidently stated that his investments would ensure his lifestyle remained intact for years to come. Davis wasn't done, though. He doubled down, using social media to mock Crawford's financial situation while hyping up his own. "On my mama, you don't have what I have," Davis posted, throwing more shade at Crawford. He continued to claim superiority, suggesting that Crawford's behavior was a result of never having experienced real wealth before. "This is what happens when people who never had anything start talking crazy," he added. The back and forth between the two champions highlights not only their competitive spirits, but also the different ways they approach fame and fortune. While Crawford focuses on financial longevity and smart investments, Davis seems more interested in asserting dominance in both wealth and reputation. The tension between them isn't just about money. It's about ego, pride, and proving who's truly on top. With Crawford set to fight Canelo and Davis holding his own as a lightweight champion, it's clear that both are thriving in their careers. But their public feud has fans wondering, will this rivalry ever make it to the ring? If you didn't know they were contacting me before you and still calling and you're still in the same situation here, you still have to do as you're told unfazed, Bud lashed back stating that his normal bout purse beats Davis's, but for the knockout artist blockbuster.
How you feel about that fight? Is it even possible at a catch weight?
No, ain't no catch weight. You come up to 47.
You're not even entertaining a catch weight.
No, I'm not.
He's a champ though too, undefeated.
And what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt.
2023 Showdown with Ryan Garcia, he wrote, "By the way, tiny man, don't speak to son, because you absolutely not making more than me fight. Who's been fighting, that's why you talking about." Fighting Ryan again, ESPN boxing reporter Mike Coppinger backed Crawford's assertion, revealing that Crawford earned more from his fights against Israel Madrimov and Errol Spence than Davis did in 3 of his last bouts outside of the Ryan Garcia fight. Terence Crawford has earned multiples more than Gervonta Davis for his bouts with Madrimov and Spence compared to Tank's bouts with Frank Martin, Hector Luis Garcia, and the upcoming bout with Roach, Coppinger wrote, adding more validity to Crawford's boast. Nevertheless, neither Coppinger nor Crawford asserted or verified that Bud's wealth surpasses Tank's, but it appears that Crawford has never been one to back down from a challenge. True to form, he's been trading verbal jabs with Von Davis over the past few days. While the exchange has stirred excitement, a showdown between them remains highly unlikely, especially since Crawford has previously extended an offer to fight Davis only for it to go unanswered. The drama ignited when Davis, feeling slighted, voiced his frustration over being snubbed from the recent Ring magazine awards, sensing an opportunity. Crawford urged him, and what started as a tiny jab rapidly developed into a full-blown, furious argument. Fans have learned that strong debates on social media seldom lead to genuine matches. Tank is simply talking because he knows the fight won't materialize. He had an opportunity to make it happen in 2024 when Crawford proposed a welterweight showdown during an interview on Sway's Universe. He said, yeah, if he wants to. Dare to be great, if he, like all the other fighters, moving up 2 weight classes. And daring to be great, tell him to come up there. He said, I have a glass chin, so tell him to come touch it at 147. I'd make 147 for him. Bud seems to be preparing for a clash with unified super middleweight champions Saul Canelo Alvarez, about he's been chasing for more than a year. Of victory here would cement Crawford's legacy as one of the sport's all-time greats, with the financial backing of Chairman Turki Alec making significant strides. The negotiations appear to be gaining momentum. It's hard to imagine Bud starting out at super middleweight and then slimming down to welterweight. Regardless matter how this battle plays out, it's nearly sure that additional twists and turns are in store. What started as casual conversation eventually turned into a furious argument. The online clash between Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis took a sharp turn when the lightweight champion began targeting the light middleweight champion's family, though their relationship had always been strained. Many fans felt this new confrontation had gone too far. The tension ignited when Davis, angered by his exclusion from the renowned Ring Awards, unleashed a series of rants on social media. How you feel about the fight? Is it even conceivable at a catchweight? Ain't no catchweight. You come up to 47, not even entertaining. A catchweight? No, I'm not. He's a champ. Throw 2 unbeaten. What? Come on, guy, tell me what belt you know. Boxing? You forgot Dion Haney is UN undisputed. Dion Haney had all the belts. He did champ, nobody else to champ. I'm come up here where the big boys are all right. I embrace his comments swiftly through the eye of Crawford, who fired back with a sharp retort. What started as a simple exchange quickly escalated into a fiery clash over money, with each fighter asserting they were the higher earner. The debate grew more intense, even attracting commentary from a handful of experts. But things took a sharp turn when Gervonta Davis made a biting comment about Bud Crawford's wife, crossing a line that seemed impossible to mend. In contrast, Crawford, the more experienced of the pair, chose to redirect the conversation, focusing on his personal progress and the good changes in his life, having a more controlled and strategic posture. Terence Crawford acknowledged thanks for the changes that have molded his life as he pondered on his personal development. "I'm glad I'm not the man I once used to be. Growth is a blessing because some people don't change when better days is right in front of them," he expressed in his latest post. The reference to Gervonta Davis might have been more obvious. However, a quick glance at some of the fan responses might indicate otherwise. Fans caution Crawford against taking Davis's words too seriously. Possibly Crawford had been waste time and effort on what might have been a meaningless rivalry a little over a year ago, soon after his triumph over Errol Spence Jr. Crawford.
Family's from DC, my whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they
don't
gonna
bring
celebrate
'em.
with me. You hear
Don't
me?
bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking.
Crawford was confronted with a bold challenge from none other than Gervonta Davis. At the time, Davis, the lightweight champion, boldly stated that he was ready to take on the newly crowned undisputed champion in his usual composed manner. Crawford accepted the challenge, though with one important condition: the ongoing disputes between Crawford and Davis may require some time to resolve. Boxing insider Rick Glazer weighed in on the issue, highlighting Gervonta Davis's disrespectful remarks about Terence Crawford's family, labeling them as classless in his tweets. "Very low" by Tank Davis, bringing Terence Crawford's family into it. "You never ever bring family into it, ever. Classless move," noted the insider. Interestingly, the same emotion was also expressed in fan responses on Crawford's newest tweet, although Tank Davis radiates confidence. The odds of a battle between these two boxing powerhouses remain minimal. Aside from the substantial weight gap, their various career trajectories also limit the possibility of such a contest. Davis has alluded to retirement by the year's end, while Crawford seems focused on a potential bout with Canelo Alvarez in the near future. No matter their legacies or the fortunes they've accumulated, the reality is that Gervonta Davis and Terence Crawford hold a special place in the hearts of fans. These future Hall of Famers have already secured remarkable accomplishments in their careers, and the petty online disputes only serve to damage their hard-earned reputations. Perhaps, as some have proposed, it's time for both to let go of the past and move forward. For a brief moment, some grew concerned as the beef crossed personal boundaries. However, the online clash between Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis fortunately transitioned into a more abstract realm, the realm of money. It's been a while since the two champions have been trading jabs, yet their rivalry isn't exactly a novel development. The latest clash erupted after Davis lashed out about being excluded from the prestigious Ring Awards. The event, which brought together the elite of boxing in London, was missing a few notable names, including Davis. In a jab aimed at the lightweight champion, Crawford taunted him, a remark that didn't sit well with the Baltimore native. In response, Davis unnecessarily dragged Crawford's family into the drama. What ensued was a heated dispute regarding who had earned more throughout the years, so we decided we'd delve in and see who's ahead when it comes to stacking up the cash. Before we dig into the financial component, it's vital to first examine the present situation of the two champions. Gervonta Davis, the younger of the pair, launched his professional boxing career in 2013. Since then, he stepped into the ring 30 times, maintaining an undefeated record. What truly distinguishes Davis is his exceptional knockout-to-win ratio, an impressive 93%, making him one of the sport's most powerful and feared punchers. After a year-long hiatus following his dominant triumph over Ryan Garcia in April 2023, Gervonta Davis made his return on June 15th to defend his WBA title against Frank Martin. The match ended in a powerful 8th-round knockout for Davis. Despite facing a few challenges, Davis already has a bout set up for March 1st versus Lamont Roach Jr. My whole family is from DC. My whole family, like my whole family. Don't bring them, don't bring them, don't bring them, I'm saying. You they going rejoice with me. Okay, bring him, it's going to be a party on your. I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's his name. He was shaking on the pops. Oh my kids. He was shaking on this. My was shing what about to say. How you going to say it's cap? And got how you going to say it's cap? I'm watching them got be. Hey, somebody good. Hey, yes, somebody lying. Hey, in comparison, Terence Crawford starting on his professional journey a couple years before debuting in 2008. During the period of 41 bouts, he has yet to suffer a loss, sharing an unbeaten record equal to Davis. But not especially recognized for his knockout power, Crawford has firmly secured his place among the sport's elite, consistently ranking in the pound-for-pound listings. His exceptional boxing technique has garnered him immense respect, cementing his status as one of the world's premier fighters in the past year, likely eyeing a marquee clash with Canelo Alvarez. Crawford jumped up a weight class to battle Israel Madoff now as the new year unfolds. Whispers of a potential September showdown with Alvarez are building pace, a contest that might secure his position in history. As a consequence, one champion may be on the verge of a historic encounter, while the other is gaining ground. Terence Crawford took to X to challenge Gervonta Davis, telling him to stop being frightened and step up to fight Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis. Seeing that both Stevenson and Gervonta are Crawford's close buddies, it's evident why he's calling out Tank Davis, urging him to go on his pals in the ring. Gervonta lacks a fan base and has underperformed in his bouts with Miguel Madueno and Nahir Albright. Tank won't be offering a hand to Crawford's training buddy Gervonta. If Crawford wishes to promote Gervonta to start him, he must first instill the bravery needed to take on the fearsome Andy Cruz. Tank Davis is stating that Terence Crawford is more concerned on collecting large paydays than achieving actual greatness in a showdown with Canelo Alvarez in Saudi Arabia. For Crawford, this appears to be more about ensuring a comfortable retirement than expanding his reputation. If he were honestly driven by the desire to seal his place in history, he'd challenge himself at 168 before appealing for a fight. Crawford has informed to his supporters that his choice to leap 2 weight classes and take on unified super middleweight champion Canelo.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other.
Is fueled by a desire to secure his legacy and achieve greatness, although Davis thinks this move as mostly motivated by financial gain. Crawford said, "Jant, look, I got bigger fish to fry. Get some balls and fight Shakur Stevenson or Gervonta Davis, and stop being terrified. That's probably why you ran your daughter over and beat her ass, because you don't got no nuts." And she know it. Crawford relies on these techniques to earn, as selling is not an option for him. His most recent encounter with Israel Madrimov is estimated to have produced just 75,000 to 100,000 pay-per-view sales. Underwhelming figures. Unlike Tank Davis, Crawford has never been a significant PPV draw. Keen Davis, a lightweight contender, trains with Bud Crawford. Brian BAC McIntyre is their trainer. Tank won't take on a mediocre opponent like Shakur Stevenson because he's simply not enticing to viewers and wouldn't bring any value to the promotion. Dant is the one who would drive all the pay-per-view revenue, whereas Shakur would simply be a filler. Shakur's technique fails to thrill, and viewers aren't interested in watching him. Why Eddie Hearn contracts Shakur and believes he will create him a global sensation is still a mystery to me. The United States is not experiencing that. Perhaps Hearn might elevate Shakur to popularity in the UK, where entertainment rules tend to be more loosened. This might explain why people like Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Conor Benn, and Chris Eubank Jr. have attained such fame over the pond in the US. Nevertheless, raw skill is a non-negotiable condition for becoming a great star. The big puncher from Baltimore has already said he could knock out Crawford, maybe in only, although the heavier fighter has urged him not to aim beyond his reach. But a clash between them appears exceedingly impossible. Some say that the outcome wouldn't be so certain. During an interview with Real Life Productions, multi-division world champion Roy Jones Jr. commented, "That's one hell of a fight," suggesting it would be a tough contest if the two squared off just under the welterweight limit. He also gave Tank a solid shot at victory, pointing to one key factor. He said, "I don't see nobody around that's going to beat, but unless it's somebody way bigger than him. But don't sleep on the fact that if him and Tank fought at approximately 145, it's a nice damn fight, you understand, because they both have very high IQs and Tank is really explosive. That's the one thing that Tank had that Errol didn't have in boxing, and has that Floyd Mayweather poise where he cannot do anything but he's hammering you mentally." Gervonta Tank Davis approaches the battle better than anybody in the world. He confidently concluded it is crucial to mention in this regard that Davis had showed interest in taking on Bud. Von Davis casually stated last year that if he squared off against Terence Crawford at 147 pounds, he'd deliver the same fate to Bud as he did to Raleigh and Santa Cruz, putting him to sleep in the 6th round. Crawford in turn responded by suggesting there was no Chance Davis would move up to 147 pounds, although, while dismissing the idea of Davis stepping up in weight, Bud didn't totally close out the prospect of their fight occurring. At 47 for him, that's a big money fight, he said The Breakfast Club, but nobody's going to give me credit. Tank's like 5 feet 5 inches. He's a small man, Crawford had lamented. People were very intrigued at this point, so Davis said that he was only kidding and had no intention of truly facing Bud. So that's it from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell symbol so you never miss our next videos.